Welcome, everyone. Um, Welcome to Common Ground Meditation Center. My name is Nancy Boler, and this afternoon I'm offering this gentle yoga and deep relaxation class. I've been teaching this class for many years now, and I really find that it is this beautiful overlap of practicing some yoga in the practice of yoga movement, yoga poses, and then moving into stillness and actually practicing what is sometimes called yoga without movement. Um, Pardon me, we're going to readjust my equipment here. So, can you tell if that's working now or? Check, check. Okay, do you have Scott on the? Okay, still can't hear anything? My gosh, I don't know what is happening with this. Is there another microphone? Should I use the handheld or? Okay, that would be just fine. Do the levels show on that one? Try this one, see if this microphone is working. And if anyone wants to put a note in the chat there if you can hear me now. Okay? Well, great. I can just use this microphone. So I'm going to just start over here and say welcome. Thank you for joining me today in this class of gentle yoga and deep relaxation. So in this class, it really is this overlap of doing yoga movement and breathing and just working the body a little bit. And then from that movement, we move to the other end and we actually practice stillness, not moving the body. And sometimes this is called yoga without movement or the practice of yoga nidra. So in this hour and a half, I will start first by talking a little bit. Surprisingly, there is a lot to be said about relaxation, like how to relax, how to even choose to relax when we really do want to relax. So I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then we'll move into the yoga movement, and then we'll set up to lay on the floor or choose a position where you can practice stillness. That both of them are? Yeah. I can just stay with this one. That's fine. Thanks, Andrew. So in this study of relaxation, we do want to explore then what are the causes and conditions that really do lead to a relaxed state. So I'll encourage you just to whether grab a cushion or just find a seated pose for a little bit while I talk. And I do recognize that some of you might be really new to this practice. Maybe you haven't done a formal practice of relaxation. Maybe you've done this a lot. But just like any meditation, we can learn a lot each time that we practice this. And I find that we really do need to be reminded. one thing about doing this online in a virtual setting like this is that if we're looking for these causes and conditions that lead to relaxation, it is very important that you are practicing being here and knowingly practicing being here. Um, I don't know if any of you are like me, if you've done any online Zoom meetings or anything. And when you're doing this virtually over the internet, we might be really tempted to be doing something else while you're listening to this right now. It's very tempting. In fact, you might even find that you've been successful at doing this. Like you're at a meeting, but you're also kind of doing something else on the side. So, if you really want to explore a deep relaxation, it's important that you are 100% here. So please put away anything else. So this is part of the work. This is part of what you have to do in order to understand and experience relaxation. So one thing that yogis really noticed in order to experience relaxation is that they needed to be awake. So rather than if you feel like, oh, I just really need to relax, like I'm just going to take a nap or go to bed, that maybe you might feel or feel rested and relaxed after you sleep. But once we go to sleep, we can't make any choices. The mind can't decide what it's bringing its awareness to. So the yogis noticed if they wanted to experience deep relaxation, that they had to be awake and alert. Because right now, if I'm asking you to be completely present and here, that this is part of our mental discipline right now, to not only put down anything else that you might be tempted to do, but notice if the mind starts to just wander and to come back right to the present. One thing you could do also is to bring awareness right now to your face or your lips or your throat. And just simply notice that you could soften your face or soften your lips a bit. And then that is what I'm talking about, how you could choose to let go of a little bit of tension where you notice like, oh yeah, I could actually soften a little bit. So it's those small increments that we're talking about to move into a deep relaxation. So it's that little by little. So right now, as you continue listening to me, you could sustain then. I keep noticing that softness around your throat or your face and sustain that softness. So the work of this then is this practice of being mindful and noticing if the mind is distracted and coming back. Noticing if it's distracted and coming back again and again and again. We're not in the past. We're not in the future. We're not pondering anything. We're not thinking about, oh, I should really practice this every day. Maybe I should do this more often. My partner should really practice this. I should have my partner do this. So we're not pondering anything. Rather, we're noticing distractions and we're just letting them go. So the body starts to settle and calm. Maybe you're feeling like, I can soften my face. I can soften my face. And it starts to move to stillness. And this is not only because you're not moving. So when we do our formal practice, we're going to lay on the floor so the whole body is not doing anything. And then gradually, even deeper and deeper in the body, we start to move to stillness. And this is partially because the mind is also here. The mind is not triggering any sudden tension in the body. So they really do work together, and the mind is staying close and really intimate right here, right now, being with the body. So we call this then a calming of the physical body, a calming of the mind, and then this can really have an effect even on just our emotional body. So if we notice, oh, within me, there's some knots, there's a lot happening in the world right now. We might have these knots of fear, tension, worry, unknown, that's really settling into the body. So this is a very wise response to just stop and be still and give the body a little time to melt and relax and actually open up to the way that things are right now. Part of this, the feelings we might really touch into, this isn't even just fear or worry or anything, but we might also really touch into things like compassion or joy. You might have noticed with all of this kind of more open time that you have, there are moments of real joy. Now, the other thing that happens as the body really starts to settle, and I'm going to share, this is just a little writing from the Tao Te Ching, written by Lao Tzu. It reads, "The ancient masters were profound and subtle." This is chapter 15. "Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful as someone crossing an iced-over stream, alert as a warrior in enemy territory, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, shapeable as a block of wood, receptive as a valley, clear as a glass of water. Do you have patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment, not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things." So this is a very natural process then of just being still, allowing things to settle. And I love how this brings up, then we can see the next right action. Because in the world right now, what is the right action for you? It's going to be so unique. Is it right for you to be at home? Are you a health worker? Do you need to go to work? Do you need to take care of someone else right now? And once we settle into that, there is an ease that can come from this. So we're not disturbed by, what should I be doing right now? So taking this time, putting down everything, and just trusting the settling process itself, the stillness itself, that will reveal what is this wise action? What is this next step to take? Now, as we do this, we're actually asking ourselves to do two things. that this practice asks you to be both deeply relaxed and to stay alert. So this is very challenging because it's the practice of you're laying down in a way, you're laying down and you're going to be guided through a meditation. So, as best as we can, as best as you can, you will keep the mind alert and interested in what we're doing. But it is, possible that you might fall asleep. So just so you know that. Um, I will be guiding and maybe putting in reminders to keep the mind very bright and alert as we do this. Because, like I mentioned before, in order to move into the deeper letting go, it's necessary for the mind to be present and moving awareness deeper and deeper and deeper within. So because of that, if you choose to sit in a chair, you could do that. You could sit in a chair when we do the deep relaxation. And I'll guide you through that as we get to that transition point of moving into relaxation. We're going to do just some movement. We're going to let ourselves move a little bit here. So I think I'm going to shift to the side, and my wonderful assistant, Andrew, is going to come in. And as I instruct, Andrew will do the movement if you want to follow along. So you are going to start on your back side. You can clear the yoga mat and just go ahead and recline right back. Noticing how the spine feels as you recline. Let's bend the knees one at a time. Just bring the feet to the mat. Letting the head drop down. Let the spine lengthen, the back naturally lengthen against the floor here. Place one hand on your belly and place one hand around your heart. Just close your eyes here, breathe into your hands. Just feeling, sensing what is happening in the body today. Remember that anything I'm guiding here, you could choose to do something completely different. In your own way, you're responding to what's happening in your body and taking care of it. So let's go ahead and just reach now the arms and the legs up into the air, just reaching up. Circle your feet around and circle your hands around, moving the wrists, moving the ankles a bit here. Again, you could soften your face, soften your lips. Close your eyes and feel the breath, even listen to your breath. Possibly all sorts of thoughts moving through the mind, but so you're very clear, I'm choosing to just do this movement and breathe and feel the body as it's moving and breathing here. Can be so easy for some distractions to come in. Now go ahead and just bring the right knee into the chest and then lower your left leg all the way down to the floor. Keeping the inside of the mouth soft and really choose that softness. Breathe through your nostrils if you can here. Feel nostrils, sinuses. And then switch legs. Bring left knee in, right leg extending out. Lengthening. And keep that wave of breath to the belly now. Like you're getting into the details of what does the body feel like as you breathe and feel. Now move the legs back and forth, exploring doing this while the mouth is soft, while the throat is soft, eyes calm. Good. And then just bring both knees into the chest here to squeeze in. And then let the knees open apart. And then just extend the legs out to the side. Just reach in any way, like, let the legs go wide apart. And then the legs come together. They just gradually come together. And then they open apart again. And you might do this just a few times, legs opening apart, coming together, opening apart, but breathing and feeling. Space around your whole skull, your brain. Breath free to move here. Good. And then bend the knees. So go ahead and roll to the side and come all the way up. Bring yourself to all fours. And then just start to move the spine. Cat and cow movement. Keep the connection through your hands to the floor, really grounding as you start to move. This could be really small at first, like really exploring this back and forth through the spine. It's okay to close the eyes so that your awareness is moving inward as you do this. Reminding yourself again and again, I'm right here. I'm just letting my body move in a way that this feels right, not forcing at all. Soft eyes and lips. Good. And then as you pause here, you're going to move right towards a downward facing dog. The toes will tuck under. You'll start to lift up, really straightening the arms. Just feel the spine here. Maybe your legs start to straighten, but keep the heels really lifted up high. Breathe now, move towards a little bit of a plank pose just to elongate through the body. The feet step back, just lengthen, and then the knees touch down and you move back towards child pose. The hips reach back, being sensitive, like, shoulders, how the shoulders feel. You come up, you move back to downward facing dog. Let's do this in just a very fluid way. So, you're down dog. You take a deep breath through your nose. You move to your plank pose. Strong moment of plank. The knees touch down. You go to your plank or to your child pose. Now, just breathe and move. Do this in your own pace, your own way. If it feels like you want to move to some slight variation, allow that. Bring the awareness to different areas of the body. If the awareness always goes to certain areas, just start to get to a deeper scan. As the breath is flowing here, The breath is drawing you right into the present. So that however you're doing this is called yoga. This connecting and moving in a way that is healing. Good. And then move back up to all fours. Hands under the shoulders. Now take knees closer together. We're going to do cat and cow, but with a leg movement. So reach your right leg way back and just slightly reach your chest forward. So there's a lot of space in your chest. And in this pose, you're going to inhale and even lift that back leg a bit. And then as you exhale, lift your navel, pull the knee into the chest, and just squeeze out that exhale. And then you inhale, and the leg goes back again, the chest forward. Then you exhale, you pull knee like towards your forehead, you squeeze, and then you go back. You move back and forth. Again, maybe close your eyes so you can hear the breath is steady. Moving, breathing. Really grounded. And make sure like you don't have to really do this to the maximum. You could do this to the moderate, just enjoying. I'm breathing and I'm moving. And then just switch legs. You bring that right knee down, the left leg goes back. Exploring this side, that same breath and movement. Letting that exhale just squeeze. It's like this helps to explore almost the timelessness of this. Like how there's really no right or wrong way. There's just what is working in this moment. But waking up, like every cell in the body. Can I do this? I could wake up the strength to do this, but also the ease. There's always this exploration of the non-doing here. Like I can keep my lips really soft as other parts of the body are really working. Sense of spaciousness in the body. Drink in the breath. Yes. Now back to that downward facing dog pose. Open the fingers, spread your toes. Like feel the soles of the feet really opening up here. And then go ahead and take little steps forward. Walking forward and then push right into the feet. Start to come up to standing. But as you come up, I think we'll go right to some sun breaths. So you're standing, you reach your arms up, ground your feet, and just take a big inhale here. As you exhale, a forward bend. All the way over, let the head drop, and then you inhale and you come up. So this is a pretty straightforward description, but important. Now doing this in your own way. That exhale goes over, the inhale, you come up. Moving, breathing. Feel your feet the whole time, really feeling the feet. grounding. Just enjoying this sense of I feel grounded. While there's this fluidity, almost like you feel your whole body is breathing. Good. Now, next time you come up, we'll just go through some standing poses here. Pause. Let's open that right foot, open to the right side. And as it opens, take the left foot, point the left toes in a little bit, and just start to bend that right knee. We'll explore. We'll do that warm up for warrior two. Straighten the right leg and then bend the right leg. Straightening and bending a few times, and then extend the arms, reach the arms out. Bending, straightening really strong through your back. Feel the hips. As you do this a few more times, that bending and straightening of right leg, feel your left leg, how the left leg is working. Even a little lift of your toes so you can feel the soles of the feet against the floor. Now explore a little deeper, like there's space in your throat, there's space around your chest, around your brain. Nostrils are open. Good. Next time you bend the right knee, just pause. Be in that warrior two pose. Good. Arms come down, straighten that right leg, take the feet parallel. Move to the left. Left foot opens to the left. Right foot, the toes move in. A bend of the left knee. So you're starting to prepare. Just feel that bending and straightening of the left leg. Making sure there is this awareness of the spine the whole time, that length through the spine, the space through the throat and the mouth, and extend the arms as you continue. Feel your left hip, that when you bend the knee, you're Working deep in that hip, rotating to point that left thigh out to the left. Good. Soft lips. So we keep remembering, oh, it's possible to be at ease as I do this. It's possible. In a way, this is how we explore the very definition of yoga. Bend the left knee and pause and explore. This is what it feels like to be in Warrior Two. Breathe into the whole body, like through your fingers. Good. Letting go. Arms come down. Left leg straightens, feet forward, and then just step the feet together in your own way. Just do a little marching action. Let the arms swing loose, but keep the lightness around your heart. Keep the softness of the throat, that easeful quality. Just enjoying this moving and breathing, moving and breathing. And then as you pause, as you let this go, take the hands behind you and interlace your fingers and just stand tall. Feel the widening across the chest. And as you release your fingers, stay wide across your chest and move into a squat. Bend your knees, you reach your arms forward, sitting in a chair pose. Really strong pose, strong back. Like lengthen through your spine here. Come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up. And then just drop one arm down and reach to the other arm and do a little stretch through that side of the body. Keeping space around the heart, around the whole throat and mouth. And then switch, bringing that top arm down. Reach up through that other arm. That side stretch. So soft throat as you go back and forth. Just move back and forth. Breathe through your nose. Really soft around your eyeballs. And then we're getting into some details here. Soft eyes. Yeah, and then pause. Take the feet a little wider apart and just start to move into a little twisting, letting the arms swing. Swinging, swinging. How this takes the spine now into a little twisting. Hmm. Good. Pause. Stillness. Take the feet a little closer together. Now, just keeping your arms down to your side, let your one ear drop towards your shoulder. This is just your head and your neck. Now, if your head is dropped to your right, take the opposite arm and reach it out to the side a little bit. Just like, however feels good, like through that arm. The arm that's reaching to the side, start to point your fingers down and then point your fingers up. Keep chest light. Move the hand around. Exploring the sensations through the whole spine, all the way up towards your brain, down through that arm. Good. Release down. And then as the head comes up, taking the head the other way. So you're dropping the ear directly towards your shoulder, keeping the chest lifted, the throat really soft as you reach the opposite arm out. Just feeling, exploring that sensation. You can take the arm as high or not high. Fingers point up through that long arm. Feel this energy flow through the arm, fingers down. Hand moves around. Feel your feet, the energy through your legs, all the way through your spine here. So there's a real deep inner cleansing, kind of purifying. There's no tension. You're exploring how you can breathe and free yourself of tension here in really small ways. Good. And then as you let this go, you're going to drop right down onto the floor, seated. Take the feet in front of you, legs in front of you. And then let's just bend the knees and take the feet onto the floor, take the feet wider apart. Let's do our dropping the knees back and forth here. Just a little floppy. Breathe to your belly. And then just take a twist. So you drop your knees to the side and twist to that side. Just rotate back and lean back here. Deeper twist to your lower back and breathe around your belly button here. Little deeper undulation of breath. So we keep remembering, notice the face. I can choose to soften. I can bring awareness to my whole chest. So sometimes it's been observed that wherever you bring your awareness, that awareness softens whatever it touches. Kind of illuminates that area. Go ahead and switch. Just take yourself back towards the front, and then the knees go up and over to the other side. You rotate and you twist back. Breathing and feeling this side. That what's happening today. It's like keep handing yourself this gift, your own attention, your own awareness again and again, growing this understanding of in this moment, it's possible to be free of tension, not pushing the body in any way. Good. Now, as you untwist, as you come back towards the front, we'll do one last little movement on your back side. Go ahead and recline back and bend your knees, taking feet to the floor, arms now out to the side a little bit. And then just move to a little bridge pose where you push into your feet and you lift your butt away from the floor. Now you do this with strength. So you lift your tailbone up, and then the middle of the back lifts up. Maybe the breastbone lifts a little bit. Keep lots of space in the throat. Roll back down. Just lower the spine back down, like however it wants to be lowered. Spines can vary a little bit, so do this repeatedly. Close your eyes, breathing, lifting up, lowering down, but just your own exploration here. And you'll know by kind of feeling your way into this, exploring this fluidity of movement. A fluid movement means it's a real orchestration of all of these little muscles in the spine. Can you sustain the softness of the lips, the softness of the eyes? So, almost a felt sense of a deep understanding quality. This is how it is in the body right now. So when you're lifting into this, there's almost a relaxing around the skull. The shoulders really drop down to anchor down. Good. So moving into this is a bit more of like a back bend action. And this is going to help, actually helps to kind of energize internally to keep the mind alert now as we start to set up to relax. So please take a moment if you're at home and prepare to lay on the floor for about a half an hour here. You could put a blanket on top of your mat to make it softer. I would suggest, finding a pose where maybe you're still laying on the floor, maybe not transferring like to your bed, where you might fall asleep. You might place some padding under your head just a little bit. And a good variation of this too, if your lower back feels sensitive, is to practice with your knees bent or your knees kind of draped over a big, some pillows or a bolster of some sort. I'm going to give you another minute or two to really set up. This is really part of what are these causes and conditions that lead to letting go. If you choose a position that's really uncomfortable, the body is going to be in pain and it will not be possible to relax. That's why sometimes this could be a good idea to practice even sitting in a chair, and understanding how we could even rename this practice rather than a deep relaxation. We're practicing deep awareness, where the body is now doing nothing. And the mind is really doing one thing. It's making sure that the body is doing nothing. So it looks closer and closer. As we go ahead and begin here, we'll start with a scan of the body. And as best as you can, keeping the body completely still. If there's a strong urge to adjust, then even in your adjustment, there's a calm, a deep calm. So we'll start by bringing awareness to your forehead. Complete awareness at your forehead. If it helps, you can say to yourself, forehead. Noticing how the forehead feels. There might be an actual sense of a melting, release of tension. Now bring awareness to your lips, sensing your upper lip, your lower lip, both lips. Bring awareness to the inside of your mouth, the back of your mouth, and the space now of your throat. You're very aware. I'm bringing awareness to the space at my throat, and notice what happens. What do you sense or feel at that space? At the very base of the throat. Now bring awareness to your right shoulder. There is a freshness, almost like you just noticing that you have a right shoulder. Explore the space with great care. May I be free of tension. Be aware of your right elbow. The mind is bright, interested, aware of your right wrist. Your right hand, sensing the palm of the hand, the right fingers, the right fingertips. There might be sensations in the hand, little details. You might feel a pulsation of blood, aware of your fingertips. If the mind wanders, you simply bring it back. Now, bring awareness to your whole right arm. You can imagine that the arm was illuminated with your awareness, your attention. Now, touch awareness back to your throat. Just checking the space of the throat. It's so tender, that area. Then aware of your left shoulder. Your left elbow. Really sustaining the interest. If it helps, bring awareness to your left wrist and just say to yourself, left wrist, may I be free of tension. Your left hand, the palm of the hand. The left fingers, left fingertips, sensing, noticing how this inside of the hand feels. Now aware of your whole left arm. Bringing that kind of illumination of your awareness through the whole left arm as if it was healing. Soothing. Now awareness back to your throat. Bring awareness to the space of your upper back, the space of your shoulder blades. You might, if you're laying on the floor, feel the shoulder blades. And the space around the shoulder blades. Imagine the muscles around the upper back. You may feel the pressure against the floor. Now bring awareness to your ribs, or imagine this cage of the ribs. Aware of the space inside of the ribs, now right at the very center of the chest. So part of our practice here is to stay connected. So we come back again and again. Each time with great compassion, like, oh, I've wandered. Bring awareness now, the space around your stomach. And don't hesitate. If you feel like moving, you could even place your hand at your stomach. This could be an area, your stomach, your abdomen, holding a lot of tension. So maybe, especially if you're at home, if it feels soothing to place a hand at your stomach, or now awareness around your navel. Your navel center, just move awareness into the belly. And then awareness of your lower back. Kind of releasing. Now, the lower back might not be touching the floor, but just imagine that space really softening. Moving awareness to your pelvis, away at the very base. Moving into, I call this like the bottom of the ocean, that dense, dark area. Just aware, you sense or feel there. Now, awareness of your right hip. So there's deep around the hip joint or the layers of muscles around your hip, even the right buttock. Moving awareness to the whole right thigh, your right knee. It's very curious, like what's happening here as I bring my full attention now to your lower right leg, your right ankle, right foot. We could remember that, yes, it matters that I stay right here. I'm practicing the right foot, the right toes, and now aware of your whole right leg. I can't, like, you're just noticing, or, oh, I haven't been here for a while, my whole right leg. May it be free of tension. Now touch awareness right around the whole zone of the belly button. Like, soften. Yeah, maybe a little deeper breath to the belly. I'm right here and practicing being here. So your left hip, you're moving into a whole different area. Left hip, explore, what does the hip feel like? Deep in the hip, the kind of the surface, the wrapping of the muscles or left buttock. And then the left thigh. It's a wonderful practice of self-care and compassion. Your left knee. Left knee. Bringing awareness to the lower left leg, that left ankle, aware of the left foot, the sole of the foot, the toes. Now aware of your whole left leg. Imagine that your attention is just illuminating that whole left leg, free of tension. Now aware of your whole body. Aware of my whole body. Imagine you could breathe into your whole body and If you want to, you could take like a little deeper breath. So I'm right here. Eyelids calm and soft. Now, simply recognizing that there's breathing happening. Yeah, the breath moving through the body. And even bring awareness right to your nostrils. Like feel the space, the in breath, the out breath. So naturally, you don't have to change the breath. Even if it's very shallow, just sense that soft in breath, out breath. The breath is really like waves on a lake, how each one really is unique. You don't want to expect some kind of metronome of the breath. Really very organic. Feel the whole length of the nostrils, like get into that feeling, sensing the details, even all the way up, like you could sense your sinuses. Now, let your awareness just move up to the space between your eyebrows. Now we imagine that at this space, imagine you're breathing in and out of this eyebrow center. So this space is opening, staying soft and open so the breath can flow through the space between the eyebrows. And even imagine now as you inhale through the eyebrow center, the inhale moves back through the skull and touches the very back of the skull. And then the exhale just moves through the skull, back out through the eyebrow center. And in this way, continue this. Imagine the breath moving through the skull, purifying this space. Remember that you're free to practice in any way that seems to work today. Imagine this kind of softening as the breath moves through that space at the forehead, around the brain, the back of the skull. Then letting go of that technique and bring awareness right around your navel, back down to your belly. And very naturally, this area moves as you breathe. And you just watch this space, just as if you were watching waves. Navel rises as you inhale. The navel drops as you exhale. You might feel the inside of the body and receiving this wave, allowing this cleansing, purifying of these waves. I'm going to move into a visualization here where I'll have you imagine there's a space right above your head, right above the crown of the head. And imagine right there, there's a blue star. And just gradually, this blue star is closer and closer. And the blue star now is inside of your skull. And there's kind of a radiance here. And then imagine inside of the skull, there's thousands of stars, just like the night sky. So you bring in that image of the night sky, and just like this complexity inside the brain, the skull, there's this image, the spaciousness of the sky. Now bring awareness to the space at your throat. And imagine around the throat is the image of the full moon. Sensing that vastness of the cosmos in the space of the skull, this kind of calm coolness of the moon around the throat. And then as you bring awareness now to the space in the chest, that in this space at the chest now is a vast blue sky. And around this space is the element of air. And this feeling, this movement of the wind moving through the sky and the lungs. Like, oh, I am made of air. With each breath, we're drinking in this life force. And imagine this blue sky. There might be a cloud or two. This movement of wind, air moving. There might even be like a couple treetops that moving with the wind. And then bring awareness now right below the chest, around the stomach and navel. And bring in the image of a radiant sun. This glowing yellow sun, their inner sun, and how within you is this element of fire, how you create heat. A very natural way. Your body is a furnace. It's 98 degrees. And just sensing that inner fire. And maybe naturally the wind fanning the flame, like just right, fanning the flame of the fire, allowing that natural kind of alchemy. The radiance in that area, spacious, free, healthy. Then moving below this area of the navel, as you move around the whole pelvis, even that there's a body of water. And just sensing and feeling around the whole pelvic bowl, this element of water. Oh, yes, I'm made of water, a lot of water, and just feel that fluidity, that moisture, and the real free flowing of the water and the warmth, how the sun is heating and is warming this water. Imagine that surface of the water and the sun reflecting on the water, just feeling that heat of the sun, the wind moving across the water. And then as you bring awareness now to the very base of the pelvis, the pelvic floor is the bottom of the lake, the earth, the mud. Like, yes, I'm made of earth, a solid body. This container. Sensing again this kind of natural relationship of all of these elements, keeping the body in balance and health and aware of the whole body. Aware of the whole body. Now bring awareness right to the space at the center of the chest. Move into the stillness, this space of the cave of the heart, into the silence, empty, empty, empty. Bringing awareness deep into the stillness and the silence in this space. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Our practice is now over. And as you bring your awareness back, maybe start a little bit of movement. Maybe just move your hands and start to do just small movements at first. Maybe toes move or any then organic movement of the knees bending. The body might just go into a little stretch. And you might stay a little reflective here. Like, what just happened? And really appreciating, well, how does the body feel now? What is the quality of the heart and the mind? And how, even though our practice is over, that in a way it never really ends, especially once we have an authentic experience of understanding, oh, it's possible in this moment to be not just relaxed, but grounded, be present, and very gradually. Now, this takes time, but it's something we can choose. And we grow just a very organic faith in this whole practice. So let's take palms together in front of the heart and I know I can sense people out there practicing together and just taking a moment, just feeling this collective care and collective love. May we take care of ourselves. And in doing so, may other beings benefit. May this whole world benefit as we continue to practice, continue to stay connected. And we'll close with just a little soft om. You can join in. You could even do a loud om. Take a deep inhale. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for practicing together. I am just going to mention that if you have an urge, if you have a wish that you would like to support Common Ground and support me, Nancy Boler, that you can do that by just simply going to the website at Common Ground Meditation Center. I'm sure you can find it. And on there you will find the link of supporting the center. If you want to, you could put in there Nancy Boler, because it might prompt and say, is there a teacher you would like to support? And if you put Nancy Boler, that how it works is that 2/3 of whatever you donate would go to me, and then 1/3 still goes to Common Ground. I would love it too if you want to share any comments, because as we go forward here, it's nice to get some feedback. You could leave a comment right now in the comment section. And I thank everyone so much for writing in and saying, I can't hear you, or I can hear you. And that's very helpful. I hope to see you this Tuesday night is Mindful Yoga Level 2. If you want like a little more of a physical challenge, that class is at 5:30 on Tuesday night. So I really wish everyone just great health, and physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. May we together take care of ourselves and take care of this world.